Alright, we're here with Darian Aaron. Oh my gosh, it's been like what, 3 years since I last seen you? And actually, the last time I seen you, you were interviewing me, and now I get to interview you. So, you have a book coming out.
I do.
So talk about the book.
My book, When Love Takes Over, a celebration of SGL couples of color, is a new coffee table book that's coming out next month, the month of June, and it profiles 18 African American same-sex couples in long-term relationships. It's actually a project that I went on hiatus to work on for the better part of 2010. I quit blogging for a while to focus on writing this book, and it's finally coming out next month. Yeah.
So talk about that process that you now turned author, blogger turned author now.
Wow, that process was rather interesting. Writing the book was not challenging at all. I actually had quite a few couples reach out to me and express interest in being a part of the project. It's based on the Coupled Up series. I'm not sure if you remember that from my blog where I profiled Black same-sex couples. So that was the jump-off point for the project. It started on the blog, so now I've compiled a lot of those same couples plus some additional couples in the new book. But writing the book was a piece of cake because writing is what I do. The publishing process, however, was very tedious, but I'm glad that that's over now.
Is it self-published?
It is self-published through iUniverse, yes. I did not want to wait around for someone else to tell me that there was an audience for the book and go through rejection after rejection and then acceptance. So I just decided to publish it on my own because I know there's a marketplace for it, there's an audience for it.
And how is that, because you hear a lot of times that, that can be a struggle. So talk about the self-publishing aspect for people who may want to have a book, that's there and they don't know what to do.
Well, actually, the days of selling books out of the trunk of your car are over. There's actually established companies that you can work with as a self-published author that will take on your project, do the design process, and will go through the interior of your book and actually guide you through the process. But it can be rather expensive. There's quite a few companies out there that do that kind of work. So I would just recommend that someone who's interested in self-publishing, that they do their research. And it's always great to have a mentor. I had a great mentor who walked me through the entire process.
Okay. Now, we're gonna switch subjects and we're gonna talk about current events since we're bloggers and that's what we do. Talk about the latest controversy, I guess, is Don Lemon coming out, CNN
Right.
for Don Lemon coming out. How do you feel about that?
Wow, I have so many feelings about that. Finally,
I mean, you living in Atlanta.
Me living in Atlanta, I think it was unspoken that Don Lemon was a part of the community, but he hadn't chosen to come out just yet. But I mean, it takes a lot of courage, especially when you have so much to lose. If you're in a position like Don Lemon, he's one of a handful of black anchors on CNN, and I know he was afraid of losing his career, his family, his livelihood. So that was a big step for him to take. So I'm just really proud of him. It's never an easy decision to come out. It's a brave one, and I think people are usually better for it when they do decide to come out.
Okay. And politics, President Obama, Osama bin Laden, that whole thing, was it the right thing to do?
Definitely the right thing to do. I don't think a single American has forgotten what happened on 9/11. I was actually in New York City. I was living in New York at the time when the tragedy struck, and I actually saw the second plane hit the second tower as I was stepping off the train going to work that morning. So that visual will forever be embedded in my mind. So I'm just really happy that it happened on President Obama's watch.
Okay. So you still support the president?
Definitely, and I will be voting for him in 2012.
All right. So the blogger spirit from when you started to now, has it changed at all? The bloggers, the game.
You know what? I'm really not as involved in the blogosphere as I once was. I have so many other projects going on, and I'm also a full-time student, and I'm in a full-time relationship that is pretty demanding. But what I can say is, sadly, I don't see a lot of blogs focusing on the positive or the stories that really impact our community. There's just a handful of blogs that are newsy, and the others, once you've seen one, you've seen them all, pretty much, It's skin, it sets. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's definitely a place for that, but I just wish they were a little bit more well-rounded.
You know, when we were coming up in the blog world, who were some of the people that you looked up to to say, okay, this is something that I want to do?
Keith Boykin, without a doubt, would be the first person. Rod McCullum, who is absolutely amazing. You know, I count him as one of my mentors, and we talk every now and then. You know.
Okay. And so you said you have a few projects coming up. So what's next for you now that you're semi-retired from blogging?
Well, promoting this book is the first thing on my agenda. I hope to embark on a mini Pride tour this summer to promote the book, and I'll be doing radio and TV interviews to promote the book, and just working on completing my degree in journalism because I definitely want to work in the field full time.
So you have the book out. It comes out June 17th, I believe.
No, I don't have a date just yet. I should within a week or so, but I'm looking mid-June. Yeah.
Alright, cool. So the cover of the book has Diary and his husband, Shawn Michael.
Yeah.
Why did you pick them?
They hold a special place in my heart. I don't know if you remember, I wrote a piece a couple of Valentine's days ago, 2 years ago, Valentine's Day for AOL Black Voices. And it was the first time that a black gay couple had ever been featured on that website. And I told the story of Darian and Shawn Michaels' love of their life together. And ever since then, they've just held a special place in my heart. I was at their wedding, you know, and it's just something about them that their love is just so pure and they're not afraid to share it openly with people. So I just thought that they would be a perfect couple to represent my book. So they are on the cover.
So when you did the couple series and for your blog, and why did you decide to do it? I know at the time you were in a relationship, and you're in a relationship now.
Right.
How was that?
Why did I decide to do it? Mainly because there's very few images of black gay couples in the mainstream media or even the LGBT media. When I open magazines or newspapers, I don't see anyone that looks like me. I don't see anyone that reflects my experience and experience of my friends. So I wanted to show not only the heterosexual community, but the black gay community, that if you want a long-term relationship with another black man, that it is attainable. And here are 18 examples of how it can work, and it does work, if that's what you want for your life.
You know, relationships are hard, and relationships take work, and you know.
And preaching to the choir, that I know.
So, alright. So, any final words, thoughts?
Well, the book will be available on Amazon, Borders, and BarnesandNoble.com, as well as a host of other websites. When I get that information, I'll make sure to relay it to you. But it should be out mid-June of this year, and the book is called When Love Takes Over, a celebration of SGL couples of color.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. I know you have a busy weekend here in New York City. So thank you. And
my pleasure.
Good to see you after all these years.
I know.
All right, folks. This is Andres Flavor, and with the talented Darian Aaron of LOLDarian.com. He's still blogging, and I'm going to continue to nag him to blog
sporadically.
So, you know, he's one of the voices here in the community that has, you know, done an outstanding, amazing job, and someone that, you know, I follow on a daily basis still.